Hey guys, Timmy here, and welcome back to another episode of Underdog for Advanced Warfare. In this episode, I'm going to be going over the MP11 submachine gun. Now, the MP11 is definitely not the best submachine gun, especially compared to, say, something like the ASM-1, but it is pretty good because it is more of like an inaccurate but in lesser damage but higher fire rate submachine gun compared to, say, something like the ASM-1, for example, which is a lower fire rate, higher damage kind of submachine gun. So it really works it's really like the opposite of the ASM-1, and if you know how to use it, it's very good. And I believe Michael Condrey tweeted this out, the developer for Advanced Warfare, Sledgehammer Studios, said that a bunch of guns are going to be getting getting buffs, and the MP11 might be one of them, which is pretty good because the MP11 could definitely use a buff, especially what I'm about to say here. So let's start off with the MP11, and first things first is its damage. Now, the damage for the MP11 is 30 to 19. Now, that may seem good in the beginning, but towards the end, it really gets bad. 30 damage up close is a 4-shot kill, which isn't too bad. There are some guns that do 3 shots to kill at close range, but 4 shots to kill is not bad, especially with the high fire rate. But it drops down to a 19 damage at long range. That is a 6-shot kill, and especially with the somewhat moderate recoil of the gun, you're not going to hit those 6 shots, and you might hit maybe 4 or 5, but you're definitely not going to hit all 6. And by the time you try to like recenter your aim from the recoil, you're maybe going to run out of ammo, or the guy's going to be able to like get away and maybe get you. So you want to keep your engagements close, because you're not going to really hit people at longer range unless they're already hurt, which really means like any other gun will be able to get them quicker, because it's such a low damage. So keep your engagements at closer range, and with this loadout, you're going to definitely want to keep your engagements at closer range. But yeah, the damage, I mean, it's not bad at close range, but it's really bad at longer range. Now, the rate of fire for the MP11 is definitely its strongest suit. It has a 923 round per minute rate of fire, which is fast. It is very, very quick. I think the only SMG that's faster than that is the SAC-3, and that's because you have 2 submachine guns, so it's 600 and 600, which is 1200, which I believe that's the only SMG that's faster. But the MP11 is the fastest SMG in its category. So very quick rate of fire. You're definitely gonna be dropping people. It's a great rate of fire. Definitely, it's one of the best. It's really the strongest part of the weapon. Now, the reload time for the MP11, it's pretty quick for an SMG. 2.5 seconds empty, 2 seconds loaded, and 1.5 seconds fast. Quick reloads, you're not going to have to worry about it too much, especially if you can, say, dip around a corner for a second and reload. It's not that bad. You're really not going to have to worry about it. It's pretty good. Now, the magazine size for the MP11 is average, to be honest. It's 32 rounds. You're not really going to have to use extended mags, for example. I mean, you could. It would help because of the really high rate of fire, but I think it's an average magazine size. If it was lower, then I would complain, but 32 rounds is enough for what we're going to be doing here. Now, the loadout that I suggest for the MP11 is a suppressor and a laser sight. Because the low damage of the MP11, you do not want to be using the MP11 at longer ranges. So what I suggest is putting a suppressor on the MP11 and being in close range, flanking people, using maybe gung-ho so you can constantly be running and shooting. That's where it's going to work the best, because you're not going to hit those long-range shots. It's really not going to happen. It's a very rare occurrence. And if you are using the MP11, you are going to be outclassed by some other guns. And if they don't know you're coming with the suppressor, great. They won't know, and you could easily get people and melt them with a fast rate of fire. And with the laser sight, hip fire. There's no reason at, say, closer range, close to maybe like mid-ish range, like you definitely mid-range you want to like aim down sight, but at closer range there's no reason to aim down sight. Just hip fire, laser sight, pretty good accuracy from the hip, and just get people from there, because really that's the best setup to use on this gun. Like on like say TDM, maybe like flanking some spawns, maybe like free for all if you're into that. Search and destroy, this is probably like a great class for search and destroy, having the suppressor and laser sight. So definitely try out the MP11. It's probably not the best SMG right now, but maybe in the future it will be. And with this loadout, you're definitely going to do really well compared to, say, some assault rifles, shotguns, even other SMGs. So yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode of Underdog. Don't forget to leave a like, favorite, subscribe, all that stuff. Let me know what you think of the MP11 and this loadout, and I'll see you all next time.